Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of the new Lorde album, Pure Heroine. Lorde is a vocalist and songwriter hailing from New Zealand who seems to have come into a bit of overnight fame, mostly off of the back of the song Royals, which was a track that originally debuted on her Love Club EP that was put out late last year. Since then, the song has officially been released as a single, has been placed on this new album of hers as well, and when it debuted as a single, it debuted at #1. It's a cool song. It's got a really subtle, spacious, very bare instrumental. The kick drums are pretty quiet. There are some very sharp snaps that kind of cut through all of the atmosphere. There are some waves of synthetic bass just going on in the background. But of course, the cherry on top of this is Lorde's voice, which is incredibly beautiful. Well harmonized. She just has one of those voices that sound fantastic, have personality, but she can also multi-track her own background vocals and it doesn't sound weird. Oddly enough, there's something about the vocal melodies and the harmonies that she's singing that sort of reminds me of Dirty Projectors at times too. And lyrically, I feel like Lorde has something to bring to the table too. On this particular track, she seems to be singing about the homogeneous topics that usually go into a lot of pop music that you hear on the radio today. Themes of vanity, themes of excess. Her and her friends don't really buy into that whole lifestyle and just kind of see it as fake. But simultaneously, in their dreams, they're kind of living these sort of excessive lives. Now, even though it does feel like Lorde, at least in the lyrics on this song Royals, is kind of stuffy and is critical, she also, like any other teenager, wants to have fun. There are tracks on here with themes of partying, having a good time with your friends, and that sort of is placed within the lens of her recent fame. Kind of like my music career is skyrocketing all of a sudden. How am I going to lead a normal life? How am I going to adjust? Themes of adjusting to change and adjusting to stuff that sort of comes up as a surprise, or maybe even things that aren't a surprise, because there is the track Ribs on here, which is sort of about the fear of getting old. These themes of change, these themes of adjustment come up quite a bit on this album. Lorde really does put together an album, a pop album, with lyrics that are worth reading into. She's also pretty vivid and descriptive with her lyrics as well, like on the first track when she's getting into a plane and she's looking down and seeing the veins of her city. Now, as far as her vocal range, it's great. I feel like she's a very emotive vocalist, maybe a little too moany for me at points, but she just has killer harmony after killer harmony on this record, and some great melodies as well that I think come on a little slow, mostly because of the instrumentals and the music on this LP. It's like the instrumentals are so stripped down that I think listening to the entire album, the experience is kind of comatose. And I sort of get a hint that the simplicity of this album isn't just due to some kind of desire to be really bare bones, because some of the sounds on this LP, though this record is stripped back, I think it could be way more entertaining if just the sounds that Lorde was working with were just of a higher quality, like the synthesizers on the track 400 Lux. Kind of bland to me, kind of generic. Another example would be the song Team, whose kick drums that are really leading the groove on this track are pretty flat. It's like you could listen to these instrumentals on some laptop speakers and really not miss out on any of the sonic experience. Maybe some of the instrumentals were put together here quickly, especially since we seem to have a lot of songs here that deal directly with Lorde's recent growth in fame. This and the fact that Lorde is so young leads to the lyrical topics on this record feeling a little limited and inexperienced sometimes. However, when it comes to the handful of things that Lorde likes to sing about on this album, she's very sharp, she's very perceptive, which leaves me feeling that as she matures, maybe that wit of hers that is displayed on so many tracks here will be a force to be reckoned with. So while Pure Heroine is a record that has some great melodies, great vocals, it has personality, it has a message, I just feel like the overly simple instrumentals do kind of put a damper on the listening experience of the entire album. But I think that Lorde could make an even better record if she ventures out a little bit in terms of what she wants to sing about and refines and layers her instrumentation a bit. I'm really enjoying this record. If you've guys given it a listen, what did you think of it? Did you love it? Hate it? Why? What do you think I should review next? And that's it. Anthony Fantano, Lorde, Pure Heroine, forever.